U.S. Navy divers are searching for the wreckage of a suspected Chinese spy balloon that was shot down off the coast of South Carolina. Fighter jets downed the balloon over the Atlantic after it was discovered traveling across U.S. airspace last week. Beijing denied it was being used for surveillance and condemned the shooting down of what it called an unmanned civilian aircraft. Speaking on Sunday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he was confident the equipment attached to the balloon could be recovered and that intelligence authorities would be able to understand its genuine purpose.
Because it fell in relatively shallow water, there's a very good chance we can cover most of it, and even a chance to recover it intact. And then we can learn a great deal about China's capabilities and what they were up to.
Well, for more, let's talk to journalist Fabian Kretschmer, who joins us from Beijing. Fabian, the suspected spy balloon was shot down by the U.S. military. What's Beijing's reaction?
Yeah, Beijing has strongly condemned the move by the US. It has called it an quote-unquote overreaction and also a violation of international practice. And also it has called in the charge d'affaires of the US embassy in Beijing here to lodge a complaint. So a very strong reaction, I would say. The official position of the Chinese is that it was not a spy balloon. It was a civilian flight object that deviated from its initial route because of accidents, basically because of the strong winds. But to make it clear, the US side obviously thinks this is a lie. The Pentagon has repeatedly said that it knows a lot about this balloon and thinks very clearly that this is indeed a tool to surveil.
Now, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken canceled his visit to Beijing. He was supposed to be there right now. Any signs that the Chinese government is eager to reschedule that meeting?
Yeah, very interestingly, just when Blinken cancelled the visit, the foreign ministry here in Beijing has issued a statement saying that there was, quote-unquote, never an officially planned visit. That is really very odd to say, and it shows you how complicated things are, and especially by the rhetoric. On the one hand, yes, the Chinese have an incentive that communication channels with the US stay open, and also that this visit will indeed happen, mostly also because they don't want to prevent the planned, export controls by the US. They want intact trade relations with the US, etc., and they want to de-escalate things. But on the other hand, the rhetoric here from Beijing is, very strong. It's very confrontational, I would say, and it doesn't really, facilitate things when you want to have constructive talks for a future visit by Blinken.
Mixed messages coming there. How would you describe relations between the US and China right now, Fabian?
Well, the bigger picture is that they are at a record low since probably several decades. But recently there was actually a good window of opportunity. Both sides had some modest hopes of a diplomatic reset. But now this is completely shattered by this spy balloon incident that has poisoned the atmosphere. And there's also another diplomatic threat. Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, has already expressed to visit Taiwan in the future. And of course, we know how China will respond. Probably very drastically, and so probably for the next months, it doesn't really look good for the bilateral relationship.
Fabian, thank you very much as always. Journalist Fabian Kretschmer there in Beijing.